Okay, so as promised earlier, here's a short video on some exercises that work balance, as I've been asked about exercises that are useful for helping improve balance. Okay, so we'll just start with basic loosening. So we'll just do this. So you want to start by being aware of your feet and aware of the contact with the feet. You want to gently draw in the toes. And soften the ankles and the knees. You want to sink your hips. You want to sink the shoulders. Lengthen up through the spine so you're feeling nice and tall in the spine. And that your body is relaxed but connected. Also, you want to be softly gazing forwards and listening behind and above. And feel the ground. So my feet are pointing forwards, but not everybody's feet do that. You might feel more comfortable with the feet out, and that's fine. Okay, have a little shake. So let's just start with some basic exercises. So you can rock forwards and back from the heel to where the ball of the foot and toes meet. And while you're doing that, pay attention to your posture. So you're still sinking and lengthening and sinking the shoulders, and also making sure you've got room in your shoulders. You're breathing and relaxing. So what I'm doing is I'm going from the middle of the heel, or you can even go from the beginning of the heel, and I'm travelling to where the ball of the foot and toes meet. So this is now a foot, and I'm going to about here, or if you want, you could go from the middle of the heel to the middle of the ball of the foot. But you want to keep the point that you're aiming your weight through consistent. And while you're going forwards and back, notice the sensation of contact between your foot and the ground. So you want to be really aware of what you feel. Okay, we'll forward that on. Obviously, when you're at home, do that for maybe 10 minutes. I'd recommend, so 10 minutes forwards and back. Then we do 10 minutes side to side. Now I'm just going to 60%, 40%. 60%, 40%. Notice that my hip is staying in line. So I'm in line with the knee, ankle, and it's not sticking out. Staying in line. Softening in the ankle and the knee. You're just very gently allowing the weight to go through and then go through, and you're aiming the weight to go through the bubbling well, the entron point, which is just behind the ball of each foot. And while you're doing that, you're gently holding with the toes as if you're standing on soft sand, and that activates the arches of the foot. And again, you do it for about 10 minutes. So I'm just whipping through these. Then you go middle of the heel, middle of the heel, middle of the ball of the foot, middle of the ball of the foot. Let me say that again. So I'm going from the middle of the heel, the middle of the heel, the middle of the ball of the foot, and the middle of the ball of the foot, or a point that you choose that the weight is going through, that you keep consistent. I will show you that from the side. So again, check your posture first, and then I'm going in this direction. So a good way to improve balance is to improve your sensation of awareness of what is underfoot. You're breathing, you're aligned correctly, you're relaxed, and also the quality in the body is quality of springiness in the body. So it's loose, it's springy, it's connected, it's centered with the ground. So you're rooting into the ground. Okay, and then 10 minutes later, change direction. So we're now going in the other direction. And you're trying to keep the points in which you're operating from in the areas of the foot consistent. Relax around the jaw. The chin, you want to make sure your chin isn't too far forwards, it's not too far back. So your chin, imagine it's resting on a, I guess, cricket ball, I suppose. That's the, and it's just resting on it and just gently holding it in place. And that has the effect of stretching the back of the neck. Again, relax the knees, relax the hips, sink down. And then a figure eight. So it's 10 minutes for each thing. Figure eight. Heel, little toe. Heel, little toe. And again, the eyes are following. The eyes are relaxed. The gaze of the eyes is relaxed but alert. And then go in the other direction. That's a figure eight. So little toe, heel, little toe, heel. So it's about waking up the sensory receptors in your feet. Because then you can really notice what's going on. You don't even need to look at your feet. You can just feel it through the feet, what your environment is doing. Okay, so that was another 10 minutes gone. And then what you do is you repeat those exercises, forwards and back, round, figure eight. But what we're doing now is, I'll come a little closer, is we're going from the beginning of the heel to the end of the ball of the foot. That little space in there in the foot. So we go forwards and back in that little space, round and round, and figure eight within the inside of the arch of the foot. It's going to be really hard to see on a video, so I'll just say, yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm going from this part to this part, forward and back for 10 minutes. I'm going round and round, And I'm noticing the feeling of the inside of the foot and how that relates to the ground. I go round and round the other way. And I do my figure eights in both directions. So that's another 30 minutes. And then you just do random spots on the foot. So you just pick a spot to put your weight through and randomize it. Think Brownian motion. Right, and then that weights up the feet. Okay, so what happens with the balance is having stronger legs. So this exercise, you turn the foot out and then notice the gap between my heels. Let me just get my thermos flask. Right, so here's my thermos flask. That is a little bit too wide, but you see what I mean. So when I place my foot forward, if I brought the feet back, I'd still have that gap. It's slightly narrower than that. So you can have it hip width, we can have it a little bit bigger, shoulder width, whatever is correct for you. I'll go back a little. So I turn the foot out to somewhere between 30 and 45 degrees. I sink, heel, toe. And then I turn the back foot in so that my hips and my shoulders are square on. Not everybody's legs work like that, especially at the beginning. And some of you might be slightly out to the diagonal. That's okay. I won't get upset. But what you want to do is you want to work towards that square on thing. And we keep the knees in line with the toes, tall through the body, and then maybe for 5 minutes, and probably at this slow pace, possibly even slow. I'll show you that from the side. So I'm sinking my hips, I'm lengthening through the spine, I'm sinking my shoulders, I'm breathing, I'm relaxing, looking forwards, listening behind and above, and you're just going forwards and back. And it's almost like you're about to sit down on a high stool at the back. And we're all breathing. Very good. Okay, and then change to the other foot. Just make sure press pause. So on the other side, again, same procedure. Sink the hips, turn the foot out, heel toe, and we're going forwards and back. So maybe 60-40, 70-30. And then you sink, you turn towards the corner, keeping this knee in line with the toes. You sink forward, turn to the front. And then maybe 5-10 minutes later, you do it on the other side. So again, same procedure. Sink back, turn, sink forward, turn. Breathing, nice and relaxed. Let's shake it. Okay, so here are some exercises you can do mainly on one leg. So the loosening exercises you can do in cat stance. So you've got this one. You've got this one. And that one. You've got your all the loosening exercises. So the loosening exercise video you can do in cat stance, just let the arms drop. And that one, and wobbling. And then you can do it in cat stance again. So that 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do 6 of each. That one, or thereabouts. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and wobbling. And if you're feeling really brave, you can do all of that either like that or like that. Just have the foot hanging in the air if you want to. If you're doing standing on one leg, what you might want is a wall or a structure that's stable that you can. So what you want is you want the leg on the outside if you're doing one-legged stuff and you're having balance issues. So here's my other wall there. Here we go. If you're standing on one leg, you need your hips level and your shoulders level and sinking. You need to be sinking, and the other leg needs to be slightly bent. So here's some other exercises. You've got pushing the pencil. So like this, I'll show you from the side. Again, you can use a wall or a window ledge for balance. You can outwards. So this is great for cleaning your kitchen. Inwards. Both sides. So forwards and back. Again, I'd do, maybe 10, 20 repetitions, depending on outwards. Inwards. You can do your pedaling forwards, 2, 3, 4, and maybe repeat up to 10. Pedaling back, 1, 2, 3, 4. And other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another exercise, you can have the foot out and you bend and straighten. Bend, 3, 4. I wouldn't do too many of those, and again, use a wall or a wall if it's this side. 1, 2, hips level, 3, 4. Whoop. So, and then you've got your walking. So, walking, heel toe, transfer the weight. Sink into the foot, heel toe, transfer the weight. Heel toe, transfer the weight. So what I tend to do when I'm practicing my 2-part walking pattern, it's actually really pleasant and quite meditative. Again, you're keeping your hips level. Keep your hips level. 2. Do this for maybe 10-15 minutes and then you really get into it. You can also toe, heel, transfer the weight. Toe, heel, transfer the weight. So once you've got the heel toe, then try toe, heel. And then put the whole of the foot down at once. So whole foot, transfer the weight. Whole foot, transfer the weight. So the basic one is your heel toe. but it's quite good to practice other ways of stepping. And then once you've done that, then you do your backward stepping. Now normally you go toe heel for backwards, bring the foot in, toe heel, sink the hips, sink into the back leg, keep looking forwards, feel with your feet. So, and again, you can try things like putting the heel down first and then the toe. That one's quite tricky. So this is more advanced. So the basic thing for forwards walking, heel, toe, and then you move forward, heel, toe, then you move forward. The basic one for walking back is toe, heel, and then you move back, toe, heel, and then you move back. But you can play around with the part of the foot you put on the ground first, and you can also put your whole foot on the ground. So do have a play with those. The other exercise you can do is things like touching the opposite leg when you walk, like that. This is one I've done with Eva. Try and kind of like this, 3, 4. So you and walk backwards and forwards. So lots of exercises. The one from the 18 set, the Shibashi set, bouncing a ball while marching, you can do it really slowly. And you can have the feet either pointing forwards, that's one way of doing it, or you can have the feet pointing down. And you can do it opposite. And you can go, the slower you go, the more you're practicing with your balance. A couple of other exercises that are good for balance. You know, once you've done all your exercises, you know, legs or the kicking exercises that we do in class, is the crane. So like this. This is the full version. Heel, toe. And one more. And also, dragonfly skims the water. It's a great one for balance. Again, you've got different levels. So with the crane one, you can stay in cat stance. And because most of your weight is on one leg than the other, you're still working your balance and you're still strengthening the leg that you're standing on. With the dragonfly skims the water, have a look. So this is the way of doing it, the basic way. So I sink and my wrists lift up. And also you want this hand slightly higher than that hand. So this is the basic way. And then you can advance it by lifting the foot up a little bit. And there's a little turn here. Oops. So it's dragonfly skims the water. It's not dragonfly falls into the water and drowns. That's a different exercise. But you can also, as you lift the foot, there's a turning and a spiraling in that hip. And this hand is slightly higher than the other. You can even be dragonfly stay still. You know, imagine you're surprised. There we go. Whoop. Nice and tall. Marvellous. Okay, so that was a short tutorial on balancing. So we'll just... So yeah, structure, relaxing, awareness of the contact with the foot, hips level and sinking, shoulders level and sinking, and yeah, relaxing and correct alignment. Then it's easier to stand on one leg and it's easier to balance. Brilliant. Thank you.